And we're live. Welcome everyone to another edition of the Scholars of Wrestling Show, where we rise from the ashes to school the masses. I'm your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. To my right is Scholar Tarek.
What's up? Wait. No. If you're going to be introducing me from now on, you got to be introducing me right. Right now, the first ever reigning, defending, undisputed champion of the Scholars of Wrestling. This beautiful piece of plastic right here is mine.
Sorry you're boring.
I'm not boring. I'm the champ.
All because...
And the champion is never boring.
See? Except for when he's right about predicting pay-per-views all the time. Isn't that right, Scholar Brian?
Yeah. We've had a week off for various reasons.
Because we got slammed by massive amounts of snow on the East Coast.
Whatever they named this storm.
Snow-nados are real. But we're back.
Seriously, though, do call me that every week. Introduce me like that every week until I'm no longer the champ.
Thank you, Brian. But in the meantime,
I'm still
what
serious.
Scholar Tarek intends to say is that we've got a lot of wrestling to talk about this week. So let's kick things off the right way here on the Scholars Wrestling Show with a little segment we like to call Backstage News.
Indeed. Let us go ahead and peek behind the curtain and check in on a little
Backstage News. Japan man.
Champion man.
Echoes meh. But anyway, welcome to Backstage News. And of course, we cannot let, when we're talking about the latest in the wrestling world and we're talking about news, there's one story that we cannot just let go. Something of the absolute most serious importance, something that will undoubtedly shape the wrestling world for years and years, even generations to come. I am, of course, talking about Heath Slater getting stuck in an airplane bathroom. I am riveted to my core. Nor am I shocked that
apparently the airplane door doesn't give a shit that he has kids either.
Not shocked, and just another mishap in the life of Heath Slater.
Yeah, I could literally hear the womp 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 just reading the New York Times article. Well, speaking of which, how could the New York Times of all... Do we ever know why the New York Times of all places got this?
Seems like the New York Times is running out of stuff to print.
So let's talk about a professional wrestler getting stuck in a bathroom.
And good for whoever got it on tape. Good for you.
Who was it? We were discussing this. Was it Rhino? Hawkins?
I heard Curtis Axel's name was involved.
Axel?
You're looking out for the little people.
Oh boy! But even so, I have to admit that New York Times article didn't end up making my week. So
the video made my day, or week, whatever makes them feel better.
Yeah. So either way, kudos to you, New York Post, for giving me a reason to care about your publication for the first time in ever.
Or thank you for giving him a reason to like Heath Slater.
No, it's just the Post.
Or to really talk about him.
No, it's just the Post.
When often do you like to talk about Heath Slater?
When he's getting stuck in bathrooms, that's what.
When bathroom doors don't give a shit about his kids either.
Once in a blue moon.
Oh yes. But in all somewhat seriousness when it comes to this show, we didn't get a chance to talk about it last week, but we are going to talk about it today. And that is the real thing that really shook up the world of wrestling, and that is the annual New Japan Pro Wrestling show, Wrestle Kingdom 12.
Of course you want to talk about this. It gave you a climax beyond all reason, didn't it?
This isn't a G1 climax. This is Wrestle Kingdom 12. What do you mean?
But it's New Japan. New Japan is very good at giving you the G1 climax.
No, it isn't.
All over the place. Climax here, climax there, climax everywhere! That's his house when he's watching New Japan Pro Wrestling. Dave Meltzer, eat your heart out.
Don't you believe it?
Even though it's totally true.
All right, Looney Tunes. Did either actually watch any of the show?
That was Tom and Jerry.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
I don't even care.
Yes, it was a good show. It was a great show.
It's gonna be hard to beat, quite honestly. You know you've got a good show when the third best match on the card is the Okada match. That's it.
It's probably because he's wearing pants now. Okada is wearing pants for some reason.
You would notice that, wouldn't you?
My actual
As opposed to wearing pants or not wearing pants.
My actual
No, just Okada wearing pants or not wearing pants.
It's like Randy Orton's just coming out and just wearing pants to the ring. You're going to notice.
Or Rock wearing that one shirt in the 90s because
the tracksuit.
The tracksuit.
Because he had,
Thank you.
Because he had nipple surgery. Breast reduction surgery.
You know, because of the roids.
Yes.
But yeah, that's speaking of Okada. That match was enjoyable. I admit.
My problem with it was actually the booking of it.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like there's. I've probably been following the WWE too long, but I feel like there's a time and a place for title changes, and it felt right in the build-up and all that. It felt right for the title to switch hands to Naito.
Yeah, and
at
told,
Wrestle Kingdom, and the match was good, but the result of the match kind of sunk it a little bit for me.
And believe it or not, I've actually heard that a lot when it came to this match. Like, you know, it was Naito's time. But then again, at the same time, this match really cemented to me how much they're really all in on Okada as their ace right now.
Well, I would hope that they'd be all in on Okada. He's been champion for 2 years. That's it.
Seems a little longer.
At least.
Yeah, but even so, this, in my opinion, this match really paled in comparison to Jericho versus Omega. This match absolutely delivered.
Yeah, my actual that is my match of the night, but I also want to bring into focus the Fatal 4-Way match with Marty Scurll for the what is it, the lightweight?
Yeah,
the lightweight title. That was fantastic.
Marty Scurll's entrance attire was fantastic.
Yes, that was fantastic, and then they put on. It was pretty good. Like, if Jericho versus Omega wasn't there and didn't do what they did, then that could have overtaken Okada Naito for match of the night.
Before we go too farther, and speaking of entrance attires, I do have to pose this question to you. Why are you smirking already?
I wonder which one you're about to say.
What do you think? No, what do you think I'm about to ask?
Just ask.
Are you going to talk about the wings, or are you going to talk about the Destiny suit?
I was going to say, what did Kenny Omega's attire look like to you? Because I feel like I got a couple different answers as far as what people thought it looked like.
It definitely looked like a Destiny cosplay type thing. Yeah.
Okay. Because to me, it looked like a Farah cosplay from Overwatch with her Anubis skin.
I guess I got to look at it again because off the top of my head, I don't know.
I just know that he plays a lot of Destiny on his live streams. So I would think that it would be something like that. But yeah. I don't know if he plays Overwatch, but I know he plays Destiny, and I know he's into it. So
yeah, I don't play Destiny. I'm an Overwatch guy, so I'm like, when I see that's the first thing my mind thinks of. I don't know if there's any sort of armor set like that in Destiny.
But one thing we can all agree on, that was definitely video game attire.
Oh yeah. Then again, this is also Kenny Omega we're taught. So what do you expect?
Yep, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most of the matches I saw, because of course I didn't watch it live. I like to sleep. All the matches I watched, they didn't have the entrances. It was just the matches. So I really didn't get to see any of the entrance attires. So I gotta.
That was really it.
He had a complete suit, complete with gun for the bullet.
Oh gee.
Thing.
Oh dear.
For his So I'm sure it was a toy, but
Yeah, you can. Other than if he tried to do this, if it was that heavy, he wouldn't have been able to like hold it.
yeah. But he definitely went. Whether it's Destiny, Overwatch, or not, he bought in the whole thing for his Bullet Club entrance.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked fantastic. Jericho came out, did it with the light up jacket, return of the light up jacket.
There you go. From what I saw in the match, Jericho had a blast.
Oh yeah,
he was having the time of his life and
could
snatching that camera, flipping everyone off.
He could finally be the heel he's always wanted to be.
And it was glorious.
That taking out the ref's kid and the lion tamer.
I was even saying,
look at your son, red shoes.
He's like, he has him in the walls of Jericho. I'm like, it's not the walls of Jericho, it's the lion tamer. Get it right, man.
Pie facing refs doing all that. It's like this was a master class in how to heel out during a match. Anything a heel could possibly do that you've ever thought of, Jericho went and did it in this match.
Yeah, Jericho is absolutely classic. And I'm honestly really kind of surprised and glad that he's sticking around Japan for a little bit longer. Obviously, he put Omega over, but he is still sticking around in New Japan for a little while.
I figured, I had an inkling when he was doing those tweets saying, I'm the real main event, Naito.
Oh yeah, once he started calling out Naito,
yeah,
I
was like,
I guess we know what he's doing now.
I didn't exactly expect it to be New Year's Dash the night after that he actually came out and attacked.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's basically the Raw after Mania.
It is.
So it's like you said, you have a surprise. And there's your surprise.
Well, bam.
You thought that Jericho was gone. Ha-ha, he got you again.
Here's kind of a scholar's quick talk for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the New Japan ring is slightly bigger than the WWE ring.
Mm-hmm.
Which ring size do you prefer?
You know what? It's really hard to really tell, depending on A, how they actually do the matches, and B, how the matches get filmed. Honestly, I feel like the size is kind of negligible. I don't really have a preference one way or the other.
I don't really look at the size of the ring. It helped the presentation of the way the WWE shoots their ring, the way NJPW shoots their ring. The way NJPW shoots their ring makes it a lot easier for me to handle.
Mm-hmm.
The moving forward to Raw quickly, just to bring my point across. The Balor Club versus the 6-man tag. There was a good... Roman Reigns was doing his forearms in the corner, and there were camera cuts, like there were 12 of them in like 15 seconds. I just what the hell's going on? So it's for the wrestlers. I would think that you could do more in an NJPW ring,
mm-hmm.
as opposed to the WWE ring. However, the way it's shot, the way the companies shoot it, makes it easier to watch an NJPW match than a WWE match.
Okay. Cool.
Now, before we move on from Wrestle Kingdom, there's one other thing I do believe we must celebrate. And that is the return of our guy, DVD Phil, back on top as the 3-man tag champion. We are, of course, for those of us who are just joining us, DVD Phil is our name for our boy Toru Yano. So we could buy your DVD, you DVD Phil, but we're afraid we are not. We're just filthy Americans, we want to buy your merch. Come back to the States, please.
Just put.
He's a champion in Japan now. He's not gonna sell DVDs to us filthy mortals.
You're gonna just see like a bunch of DVDs all over his belt.
You know what? I want to see a DVD belt now.
That's all it is. It's just
that one's for free, New Japan.
You see his title, DVD. Example. Here's the belt. DVD, 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 DVD. Other side. DVD, DVD, DVD. All different DVDs.
That is the best idea. You should totally do it.
He's not going to.
No, not even.
But he should.
Not even a little bit.
It's a stupid idea.
It's the best idea you've had all night. But anyway.
But yeah, Wrestle Kingdom, all the goats.
All the goats.
All the goats.
But yeah. Three-way goat face. Let all the goats out.
As I said, when your third best match is the Okada match, all the goats.
I think you're in good shape.
That's it.
But anyway, that's what's happening with our friends in Japan. Over on the domestic side of life, let's take a look at what happened this week on Monday Night Raw. Of course, as we just mentioned, there was a big match between the Balor Club and Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Jason Jordan.
Not even just like a Balor Club. It's now the official. It's not just a one-time deal that we all thought possibly could happen after last week. No, this is official. They are staying together. It is Gallows, Anderson, and Balor, full-on Balor Club. And
it kind of sucks that we couldn't actually get the Balor Club versus the actual Shield tonight.
So we just got the Champions Club.
Yeah.
Hey, even so,
let me start.
It can set up.
Let me start by saying this week has been exceedingly boring for me, WWE wise. I was just bored. Doesn't matter what was on the TV, I just wasn't into it. I don't know whether it was because I was high on the PW juice or whether I just couldn't give a rat's ass. It's Royal Rumble. Of both. It's that lead
Royal
up.
Rumble, exactly.
It's the lead up to the Royal Rumble when the company really doesn't give a shit. Let's be honest.
There was a lot of not giving a shit this week, but there was some stuff that I actually did enjoy. I guess one we'll talk about later. But when it came to continuing running down Raw, the one thing I do like is that because Dean Ambrose is now out, they're not just having Jason Jordan. They're not getting rid of this whole Jason Jordan is an obnoxious young kid. He's still going with it.
Yeah, I love the fact that every time he speaks, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins are like, "Oh no,
why is this kid here?"
And then he says, "We're the best 3-man team," and they're like, "Oh no."
I gotta admit, that was actually really funny.
It's like he's still pulling the completely oblivious
Seth Rollins
kid.
Completely face palms, and it's great. And then the Balor Club comes out, and it's like, "Oh shit, this is actually happening." Like you thought. Like, I thought, like, maybe it was a one-off New Year's Day kind of thing. And then they come out here and it's like, oh, boy.
No, this is the real deal. And it makes me happy because we were all been saying, what's Finn Balor going to do now? What's Gallows and Anderson going to do? Let's just put them together.
But here's also the question. Okay, now they're together. What are they gonna do?
Well, from what it's looking like, there's now three groups on the Raw roster. There's the Miz Taraj, there's the newly formed Balor Club, and there's the Shield plus Jason Jordan. Looks like we're just gonna have like a series of 6-man tag matches. It's just basically gonna just be a war of the factions.
Unless they fuck up and have the Miz lose in a one-off and then go away. That's it.
Or they might even do a War Games match, maybe?
Nah, I think they're keeping that for NXT
Absolutely.
as much as I want.
As interesting as an idea that is, yeah, I'm gonna agree with
And
Brian.
also,
I think there are
okay.
ways to stick that with NXT.
Also,
Oh, well.
okay,
Nice
let's
thought,
think.
though.
Let's
It is a
think
nice
about
thought,
it.
though.
Let's think about it. Okay, the Ballet Club, okay, in the War Games. The Shield, okay, in the War Games. Jason Jordan, maybe, okay, in the War Games. The Miz, yes.
Axel and Dallas.
Axel and Dallas, no.
I-
No.
But-
No.
I can't wait
But-
to hear this little defense you're gonna have. Let's see.
But
Let's see. I'm sitting back on this one.
consider this instead.
The Miz in the bar.
No. Cross-brand match. Include the New Day.
Won't happen.
I want to believe.
You want to?
Believe that.
Now I want to see a spot where
Speak to your inner Roman Reigns. Believe that.
No. Bo Dallas immediately says, "Believe," and then he just gets speared, and it's just like, "Believe that." Dun 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 dun. Hey, we'll get Roman Reigns more over with the crowd.
Well, he kind of is. He's slowly getting, very slowly, turtle pace.
It's the whole thing.
When you have him,
They
it's like,
brought the Shield together to get him to try to get him over, and it's working. Even though
the
Dean
one thing.
Ambrose
No. It's not just it's not the fact that it's the Shield getting him over.
and Jason
It's having him work with Jason Jordan. It's like,
Which one do you
which
hate
one do you
more?
hate more? Well,
Still Roman.
I hate Roman least. Yeah. And we got a 6-man tag out of it. It's a pretty good 6-man tag. At least the Balor Club actually won clean on this one. It wasn't some kind of cheap victory.
And it's because Jason Jordan's a doofus.
And because
So-
Jason Jordan kept messing things up. Seth throws him out of the way, gets drop kicked into the turnbuckle, and that's it. That's the finisher.
Yep. So
And it was pretty darn fun, if you ask me.
yeah, it was an unexpected treat. Let's put it that way.
You know, it's not a decent treat. Something you hinted at earlier. The Bar losing to Titus Worldwide.
My first thought was up. Tariq's got to throw a shit fit.
But it wasn't just Titus Worldwide losing to the Bar.
It's the
Titus
Bar losing.
Worldwide.
It's Bar losing to Titus Worldwide.
Whatever.
If you're gonna try and make me feel better, get your facts right.
Not so bad if you consider that it's also added Dana Brooke into the mix.
Your head's got to
different.
go through that
It's
screen.
different.
Your head is going to go through that screen.
Different factors.
No. No.
I'm trying.
You said Dana Brooke on TV is a good thing. No. That's a bad scholar.
I did not say that.
You're trying to make me feel better with Dana Brooke.
That's a
Why?
bad scholar.
Because the point is, it's not just a straight 2-on-2.
It doesn't matter. They lost to Titus Worldwide with Dana Brooke.
Now, did Dana Brooke screw up the interference? That's what I want to know.
Sure.
That's the main question.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I was just like, okay, yeah, this match is happening. Just expecting the Bar to win. And I turned around
does
and
that
like, oh
mean-
wait, what?
It made me lose.
Does that mean the next match for Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins is going to be against Titus Worldwide?
I like.
Remember when I was saying good things about the Raw Tag Division?
There's good other than Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and the Bar. What else is there?
I was just saying good things about the tag team division and the WWE in general. But if the next match we're getting for the Raw Tag Team titles is Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan versus Titus Worldwide. I don't know, man. I might have to back up.
All right. On the bright side, though, there was more to enjoy on this week's Raw, such as
Attempted murder.
Courtesy of our friend Braun Strowman. Why, yes.
Attempted murder.
Yeah,
it's only
That's our Braun. Go ahead and do attempted murder on Raw.
It's that time of the month. It's that time of the month for Braun.
I'm not going to lie. I really didn't pay that much attention to the Paul Heyman promo because it really is kind of the same thing he's been saying pretty much every time he shows up, but he just says it so well.
But let's get to the good part with the grappling hook.
Let's get to the good part where Kane all of a sudden shows up, come to kick Brock Lesnar's ass. They go backstage, and all of a sudden they both get taken out by Braun Strowman. Braun throws him into those what are those boxes called?
Boxes?
Those big crates that hold like electrical cords.
Crates?
All right, he throws him into the crates, and then he just falls through a table. He picks up one of those said crates, hits Kane with it. Kane falls through a table. Braun takes that said crate and chucks it at Kane. All right, let's go to this said crate. Let's open it. Let's see, what kind of toys is in here? A grappling hook. Well, gee, look at these giant-ass metal pillars here. Well, I wonder what I'm going to do with that said grappling hook. I'll just toss it.
No, it's like, it's that time of the month where I normally try to attempt murder on TV.
Let's do it to two guys with these giant-ass metal pillars and this grappling hook to make it possible. Toss. Oh, shit, it tipped over. It killed the guy. It killed both guys. And then
Kane got up.
And Brock Lesnar gets taken out on a stretcher.
Yeah, I did feel that Kane got up a little too quickly after all that. But
he's a demon, man. He has to get up.
No.
Even demons take longer to get up from a fuck-ton scaffolding falling on them.
Because, let's not forget, he's not a demon. He's something worse.
He's a politician.
He's Politics Kane.
Politics Kane. gives you the ability. He will lower the deficit and withstand scaffolding falling on him. Is there anything you can't do, Politics Kane?
Politics Kane.
Politics Kane. Drink of the clear liquid for Politics Kane. Before we move on, there is one more question I've got regarding this week's Monday Night Raw. Who won the epic laugh-off of the century?
We did. The audience did. I'm sorry. I loved it. I
did not.
After Woken... Get in the screen. After Woken Matt Hardy destroyed Kurt Hawkins, and I don't even know what... Who cares what losing streak he's on now?
Bray Wyatt,
Bray Wyatt shows up, quick stare down, and they just laugh. Laugh, 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 laugh. My immediate response... For God's sakes, men, just form a tag team and win the goddamn belts. You want a Raw tag team division? Start with those two guys, and their promos will be amazing.
I really feel like that's going to happen because that pretty much was how Brother Nero happened in TNA. Yeah, it's his brother, but
Brother Wyatt.
It was basically the same type of deal what Matt Hardy was doing at that point with Brother Nero as to what he's doing with Bray Wyatt now.
They're just not going to have
my
a match.
problem
They're just going
is
to form a tag team.
my problem with this is I've already seen the laugh off.
But this time I don't need to see it in the ring.
I don't need to see the laugh off again. I would have. What I was looking for was the way Bray Wyatt's been looking the last couple weeks. It's one of those, like, if he shows up, I'm going to fucking knock him out. I'm going to take him out. That's it. So when he showed up behind him, I was like, I'm expecting a hit. I want a hit at this point. I was like, Matt Hardy has gotten his. Woken Matt has gotten the jump on Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt has got nothing so far. in this. I feel like
They
it
got
was
a
time.
laugh off. And it was
I
glorious.
feel like this was the time for Bray Wyatt to get his back, and then maybe next week the show before the pay-per-view, whichever one that is, you can have your epic laugh off then. Have Bray Wyatt get his back on Woken Matt, and then they can do the stare down, and they can do the stare down epic laugh going into the Royal Rumble. When who the hell knows what's gonna happen? Imagine they team up in the Royal Rumble.
But Brian, why settle by just attacking each other when you can attack the world?
You know what? Knowing the two of them, that actually makes way too much sense.
And it's the WWE, so that means if it makes sense, it's not gonna happen.
I'm sorry, I don't even want to see a match between them. I just want them to team up and just take over the Raw tag team division. I'm sorry,
And Tarek wants it, so it's not gonna happen.
I want it so bad. I think it's just every time these guys are together, I'm like, they fit so perfectly together. They're amazing. I want more.
Well, again, we've got the Royal Rumble coming up in just a couple weeks, so we'll see how things progress.
I could just see their clothes, the whole I could just see broken.
Stranger things have happened. But before we get that, we also have this week's SmackDown Live.
Ugh.
Not too much you enjoyed, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I gotta hear this.
Just did nothing for me.
Hey, you said the entire week did nothing for you, so what else you got?
That's
Let's kick things off with the first main focus of the show, which apparently was the handicap main event of AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Randy Orton versus Owens and Zayn.
I'm just about done. I've too much Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon this week. Too much. 7 segments of Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon. I'm like, this is all well and good, okay, but if we're gonna talk shit about Stephanie McMahon and on the Raw side and all that, and and Kurt Angle on the Raw side being on it so much, we got to do the same for the authority figures on the SmackDown side. Yeah, I get that they're building up for one of them to turn, but 7 segments on a 2-hour show.
I'm actually gonna agree with you. There was a lot of it.
You get me 1 or 2 good segments. You get me Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan in the opening segment. You get me Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan somewhere in the handicap match somewhere. Because why not? Other than that, I don't need any.
There was the one segment I felt that was completely unnecessary was Shane McMahon kind of opposing Daniel Bryan's decision on allowing the 2 out of 3 falls match for the tag titles, with Chad Gable, Shelton Benjamin versus the Usos. When Shane came in, it's like, why are you giving these guys the opportunity? They don't deserve it. I'm like, well, did you pay attention? Yeah. Are they now just slowly starting to build that every decision one of them makes, the other one has to say something about it?
Shane McMahon is being turned into Stephanie from when Mick Foley was general manager. Always having something to say.
That's what I'm noticing.
Yeah.
I am noticing, but it's not bothering me. It's starting to get to me, but it's not reaching that point where you're just like, okay, enough already. Let's do something about this. Which I think they're going to do something about this at Royal Rumble.
They need to,
especially in that handicap match.
Someone needs to turn.
Someone's going to throw the first punch at Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but quit it with the half the show is you. Up until then, that was the main thing that took me out of the show. I was like, they opened up the show, and it's like, okay, this is expected. I'm all good.
I actually liked the opening segment.
I did.
AJ Styles and Renee Young in the ring and his response to the handicap match.
Yeah.
And Kevin Owens saying that when we win, we're going to be the first ever WWE champions. I like that. It took the whole storyline where people say, "Look, oh, it's a handicap match, and both guys are going to be fighting to see who gets the pin and title." They threw that old-fashioned storyline out the window about it, and I'm like, "That's good. I like this." And I liked Shane McMahon coming in and at the end during the whole match and saying, "It's now this, so you guys stop trying to get out of this."
Yeah.
And you should have had just the third one of them disagreeing, and then they Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon shaking hands. That's it. And maybe just have the Daniel Bryan making the tag match, because I did like that, even though personally I felt the Gable and Shelton Benjamin stuff that they were saying was kind of like, ooh, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the delivery or is just what in general you said. I didn't like it very much.
But yeah, that's the main thing that took me out of this show. Too much
authority,
not enough of the good stuff, like Becky Lynch, Ruby Riott. That was good. Give these females a good 15 minutes on a pay-per-view. No commercials, none of that, and you'll get yourself probably the best women's match of the year. I'll say that right now. This was good.
Yeah, I gotta admit, am I the only one who seems to genuinely enjoy Ruby Riott?
I like her in doses. I like her when she's wrestling one-on-one, not with the other two.
Fair enough.
I'm not gonna lie. It's right now both women's division on Raw and SmackDown are I am just not caring on what's going on. Although I will say, the Nia Jax, going back to Raw quickly, the Nia Jax Asuka moment I kind of like, even though it's stemming from like Mean Girls bullshit, from Alexa Bliss telling, "You should heard what Asuka said about you." What did she say about me? "Oh no, you didn't! I'm gonna kick your ass just because Alexa Bliss said something that you said something possibly."
What can I say? It's the WWE writing staff. Old habits die hard, I guess.
And considering they're basically Mean Girls on Twitter anyway, it makes sense.
The women's division is just not working for me. Period. So I just didn't care about the Becky Lynch Ruby Riott match.
But you know what got me into it to begin with.
Yeah,
technical wrestling.
That's why.
And then it turned into
the Riot Squad is dead.
It turned into a really good match, and then I looked on Facebook afterwards, and they're going back to the 6-women tag next week. So yeah,
same shit.
It's one
the
on
same shit again.
It was a good little respite, but we're back to status quo next week.
It's obviously, but we said it already. It's all built. It's all just because they're just waiting for the Rumble. But my God, make it at least somewhat interesting. It's copy-paste storytelling for both shows. It's a 6-woman tag next week. Well, it was a 6-woman tag on Raw last week. It's just copy-paste storytelling right now, and it's boring the shit out of me.
Well, even so, is there any other random other thoughts on SmackDown this week?
The Ascension is dead.
The Ascension has been dead for years.
No, also, water's wet.
Like, even when they turn face, there's no hope for these guys.
No.
It's a goddamn shame.
No.
Bludgeon Brothers, start going against someone else. You destroyed Breezango, which they defeated Rusev Day. Pretty much another copy-paste storytelling from when with Titus Worldwide beating the Bar.
It's another Zack Ryder in his prime situation. Rusev got himself over with the crowd with his Rusev Day, and he's the most. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but other than AJ Styles, he's the most over guy on SmackDown right now.
I concur. I was there for one of those shows. He was the most over thing going on. They're taking the New Day chances. Rusev Day.
Yeah.
Rusev Day. He is.
It was not WWE approved. So yeah, he's losing to
Breezango.
Breezango. Yeah. So
And okay, let's see what else. The United States tournament, Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder had a pretty decent match. Speaking of Mojo, did you see his
Mojo cuts the best
the off script promo that he did in his car?
Mojo cuts the best cell phone promos ever.
It really his promo really was awesome. I want that Mojo on Raw, on SmackDown.
Yeah. As I said during the pay-per-view that you give me the Mojo Rawley that we've seen in the car on the video phone, and that's a Mojo that will go far in the WWE. The Mojo that is on TV, just not really doing that. What he's doing on the phone, that guy's going nowhere. The Mojo that I see in the car, that's a guy who will go places.
Well, of course he's going to go places. He's in a car.
Shut up, Jeff.
Bum.
He's got to go from the bottom of the mountain to the top.
It makes me look
we'll actually give a shit this time.
It makes me look forward to the Bobby Roode Mojo match next week.
Yeah.
More so than Jinder Mahal versus Xavier Woods.
Because we know what's going to happen there. Sorry, Xavier, you had a good run. That's it.
But all that being considered, fellas, is there really any discussion as far as which one was the better show this week?
They were both boring, but Raw did more for me.
I think it was more. I'm going to go with Raw, just because there was an attempted murder.
There was an attempted murder and Balor Club. Yes,
and an official Balor Club. But yeah, attempted murder is what sold it to me.
Attempted murder.
To attempted murder.
Saving Monday Night Raw.
I didn't hear it because my volume was turned down. Was there a "This is murder" chant?
Not this time.
No, I didn't hear that.
I'm very disappointed on
the crowd. The crowds have been.
Both crowds were terrible this week. Maybe that's another reason why the shows kind of felt so lackluster.
Yeah, that certainly
even
didn't
during
help.
the 6-man tag main event on SmackDown, or the handicap match. No one really got a big pop. AJ didn't get a big pop. Shinsuke didn't get a big pop. Orton didn't get a big pop.
And if AJ Styles isn't getting a big pop, then you know you've come to the wrong place.
Hell, even the Rusev Day chants weren't that big. Both crowds sucked this. Where were they? Both shows.
I don't even know.
Sucky Town and Suckyville.
Sucky Town and Suckyville. Sucky, quack, quack. But anyway, we've spent a lot of time this week talking about the Royal Rumble. And since it is January, if you've been following our show for any length of time, at least in January, you'll know that this is when we do our big annual game of the year. It is the annual, this year, the 2018 Royal Rumble prediction game on Facebook. This is the 8th annual game that we've been running. It's always a ton of fun every year, and it makes every single Royal Rumble that much more fun. So keep an eye out for that. It is scheduled to go live, the game, on Facebook this Saturday, the 14th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're listening to this, if you're listening to us on iHeartRadio, right?
Yeah.
On the Filling the Void Radio Network. Thanks, guys. If you're listening to us live on the iHeartRadio Network and part of Filling the Void Network, this game should go live right after this show. Again, it's really easy to play. Just pick three numbers, 1 through 30, along with the names of the 2 people who you think will win the respective Royal Rumble matches. And for the first time ever, the numbers you pick will count for both Royal Rumbles.
So whatever. So it's just you just pick 3 numbers, and they're going to be representing in both Rumbles.
Exactly.
Huh.
Like if you pick number 5, and then
actually
in the
not a
one
bad
you
idea.
get Curtis Axel, and then in the women's match you get like Asuka or something.
What
one
a difference!
Yeah.
One will get you points. The other
other one will
will
bring you
get you
tears.
scorned.
The other one will make you lose points.
Yes. So keep an eye out for the 2018 Royal Rumble prediction game on Facebook, 1 p.m. this Saturday. Check us out. It's always a ton of fun.
Miz gets eliminated. Curtis Axel runs in. No, I'll take your eliminated spot. You go in. That's -1. We will lose points.
That's up to debate. Check the official rules on the Facebook page.
And being a former Royal Rumble prediction winner, it just doesn't stop how awesome I am.
God damn it!
I'll keep it going. I'm gonna keep this shit going.
Well, again,
It's nonstop for me. Former Royal Rumble prediction game winner, current Scholars of Wrestling champion, first ever Scholar of the Year. Oh my God! It's just nonstop for me.
I still take pride in the fact that I was the only one who called Alberto Del Rio. Let's see. Too bad that worked out well.
Did it make you win a Rumble game? No, because it didn't. But still, I won the Rumble game. I won a past Rumble game.
And what did you win? Nothing.
So that's good.
I won bragging rights. God damn it!
well,
Because
You obviously already know-
so much.
you already know what we
See,
think.
He's turning red because he's crying because he knows it's true.
You already
I'm the
know
best-
what we
I'm
think.
the best here.
So you know what? We're tagging you in. So of course, again, feel free to give us contact us wherever you like, wherever we are on the internet, whether on Facebook. Join up with the Royal Rumble prediction game. Also check us out on our main page. Just run a search for the Scholars Wrestling Show. If you're checking us out on Facebook, wow. Too many now. If you're checking us out on YouTube, first of all, thank you for joining us, especially if you're joining us live. Give us a like, thumbs up if you like what you see, even subscribe if you want more content every single week. And of course, if you want even more conversation, you just can't get more. Like, you're just sitting there like,
You just can't get enough of us.
I want more. This isn't enough. Well,
I enjoy what you're saying. I want to talk to you about wrestling some more, fool.
Well, then Twitter is the place to go for you, where you've got, starting with our main page, at ScholarsOW. Follow us there for all the latest wrestling uploads and episode uploads and all those uploads.
Upload yours.
Oh! And of course, if you just want to join the conversation with us and your fellow scholars and everyone else all over the world, check us out on our personal Twitter machines. Fool, where can they reach you?
You can reach me at the Avataric.
Brian, where can they reach you?
You can find me drowning my sorrows in emoji form at Atomic Beanpole.
Told you.
And you
Drowning
can-
sorrows.
And you can reach me at I'm Robbie Rage. Follow us all, join the conversation. It's always a fun time, especially when pay-per-view season comes around. But that comes later. But for now, you've spent this time with us. Thank you for joining us. You already know who we are. We are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome.